This one is short, but it's very awesome. Welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm your host Shinry. Here at the Everything Anime Podcast, I got everything from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topic I talk about. Today's video is on Dr. Stone, Chapter 73. Now, you know when we do a single chapter review, that's because that chapter has so fucking amazing. And this one really, really is. So let's talk about it. So when the chapter opens up, Chrome is telling Senku how he escaped from his prison in the first place. So not how he tricked Yo, but how he got out of his cage prison. He says someone delivered him a battery and he thinks it was Yuzu or Taiju, and he's like, oh, I know it was one of them, I know it was your friends. And Senku is like, it couldn't have been Yuzu or Taiju because I had them doing something else. So immediately my mind went to Ukyo. I was like, Ukyo has to be the double agent. He saved Chrome from falling to his death. He didn't reveal that what Chrome was up to, or he was near Senku's grave, and he just gives me double agent vibes. Like I said, he might have his own allegiance to a different group entirely. Well, before we get the answer to that, Senku goes on to say that the final battle is going to take place over the Miracle Cave, the cave that hosts the nitrocyclic acid. Because whoever controls that cave controls the war. Because if you can control which people get revived and how many people can you draw to your side, that gives you more power over the Kingdom of Science or the Kingdom of Stone. Then we go over to Gen, who is hilariously making an evil face as he does his Lillian impression. And we see that he's impersonating Lillian, singing her music, and Taiju and Yuzu are drawing Tsukasa's army to the gravesite, and they're all falling for the music. And of course, Nikki's there. Nikki's coaching Gen, and she's like, oh, you're doing excellent. This is perfect. Love that, because Nikki is a super mega fan. But somebody shows up, and they instantly catch on to what's going on. It, of course, is Ukyo. Now, if you remember about Ukyo, Ukyo has the power of super hearing, so he automatically knows something's going on. So he listens to Lillian's song over and over again, and then he starts asking Gen some questions. Oh, I'm forgetting something. So the reason why I titled this chapter Gen versus Ukyo is because Gen realizes that Ukyo's there, and he's like, okay, this is the ultimate test. My mentalist skills versus Ukyo's super hearing. Again, just a very funny thing. They don't actually fight, but I just love it because Ukyo has super hearing. So Nikki warned, the more he hears that song, the more he's going to recognize that you're not Lillian. But because this is Lillian's actual voice singing it, it will convince him. The way he tricks Gen, though, is he asks Gen some questions after supposedly been singing that whole time, and he's like, oh, I noticed there's some strain in your voice after singing for hours, and he instantly calls Gen out. And he does this in front of Tsukasa's army. And you would think this is bad. Gen's exposed. Tsukasa's army now knows that they've been tricked by Senku, that Senku might be alive. Well, Ukyo is speaking in English, which we can assume everybody else in Tsukasa's army doesn't speak, because Gen and Senku obviously speak English, or to a degree speak English, because they're communicating with Ukyo. And basically, Ukyo's like, I've been onto you guys the entire time. I've heard about Yuzu going around and collecting these random rocks, and I thought that was kind of weird, so I followed her. This is where we get the greatest reveal possibly of all time. So the random rocks Yuzu was gathering, I'm sorry, I'm about to say Ukyo. The random rocks Yuzu was gathering, it wasn't random rocks. She was gathering pieces of stone from the people that Tsukasa was killing. Because remember, Tsukasa destroys the stone people that he feels are weak or inferior to live in his new stone age. And Yuzu was repairing them with glue and precisely putting them back to place, because you would think they'd be dead after they're just smashed into rocks. But Dr. Stone believes that as long as you put their pieces back together and put them in the right place before the body erodes inside of the stone, they can be revived. And that was such an amazing reveal. And thus, Ukyo's mind was blown. He is surprised that Senku really is trying to save everyone. And I love that. So I believe that we now have Ukyo on the Kingdom of Science. And that is so cool, because now we have two of my favorite characters. We got Chrome on the Kingdom of Science. We got Ukyo on the Kingdom of Science. I don't know who else I'm going to love, but these two characters are my characters. Ukyo and Chrome, they're my characters. And I love that they're on the same team. I thought that they're going to fight. They might still fight, because we are in the middle of the Stone Wars, or the Stone Wars that might be about to conclude. But this was just so epic and awesome. theories, I have no idea. But if you are not reading Dr. Stone, as I've said before many times, go ahead and start reading Dr. Stone. It's such an amazing manga and anime, and I think everybody's going to love it. Anyways, that's all for this review. Very short video, but I want to get that, guys, out there for you guys. I love that Dr. Stone is saving every stone person that Tsukasa's army has been destroying. That's great because that just proves that Senku's going to save everybody. I love Tsukasa's ruthlessness. I love that Ukyo's come to our side. And I love that Gen called it a versus battle between him and Ukyo's super hearing. Just loved it. And especially, we always love Gen when he like transforms into people. Very funny. So anyways, that's all for this review. We'll move on to the next one, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Reign Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.